Hello there friends and welcome to my channel. So I haven't really been watercoloring lately, but just randomly last night I decided that I wanted to whip out my watercolors and finally paint something. So I started off here with the sketch that you just saw, and I sketched it right into my sketchbook, which is the Strathmore Visual Journal. And now I want to talk a little bit about the color selections that I used in this painting. So recently I've been watching a lot of painting videos, or specifically color and how to use color in your paintings and all of that wonderful stuff. So what I wanted to do here is that I wanted the whole painting to have like a cool vibe with all of the cool colors. So what I started off in the skin, I started off shading with this purpley blue color. And in the end, you will see that I turn this into a regular human skin color tone, or skin color tone. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, so, but I started off with the shading as purple, so I would get those cool tones underneath, and then I added green into the hair. In the end, you'll see that the hair is kind of like a greenish blue, and then the shirt is also blue. So the whole point of doing this, especially with the skin, is to add kind of a unison, a cohesive effect with all of the colors, so in the end the skin won't be really warm and it won't stick out from the rest of the painting, which is really cool colored. So with the skin, since it's cool, it'll kind of blend in with the rest of the colors, and when you see later I add the actual skin tone on top of that, and you can't see the purple anymore, but still, rather than shading with a warm tone or more reddish tones, it's still cool, and you can kind of see, I mean, you can't really see the purplish effects, but they're still there in the shading, making the shading really cool, and again, making it cohesive and blending all the colors together like that. And so, of course, here I'm using watercolors, and then I will have all of the items that I use in the description below. Yeah. And I also want to mention really quick, before I start something else here, is that in the end, not right now, I use the Uniball Signo white gel pen, and it's actually not waterproof, so if you add water to it, it'll smear. And so you can take that both ways, as a good thing or a bad thing, but I personally really like it if I don't want really harsh white lines, which again you can't see me doing right now, but it'll come later in the end. I actually put the ink down on the paper, and then I used just a smidge bit of water on a brush, and I kind of blend it out to make really soft highlights rather than having really harsh lines as highlights. So you'll see that in the end, and now I have a story to tell. So we'll get into that and we'll see how that works out. The beaver. Once upon a time, there was a beaver. This beaver, unlike most beavers, did not live near a large body of water in its own beaver dam, which it had worked hard to build. Instead, this beaver lived on an island, a volcanic island to be exact. Now, I know you might be imagining an island with a large volcanic mountain right in the middle spewing out molten red-hot juices, with fields of lava which have cooled to create a landscape of black encrusted waves. But this island is actually inhabited by a lush green forest full of life. There are dozens of species of birds on the north side of the island building nests. When the rains come, they struggle to stay in their nests and to not get blown away by the winds. It is a true test of strength. On the southern side of the island reside giant lemurs, even bigger than you and me. They prance on the ground, collecting exquisite fruits from the native plants which grow there. On the eastern side, there is actually a little dip in the island forming an alcove for the squid to reside in. These squid are exclusive to the alcove and can only live in these waters rich with minerals and mini minnows. I know you're expecting me to speak of the western side of the island, but there is no western side. It doesn't exist. You can use your own imagination as to why. In the center of the island, there is indeed the volcanic mountain, but right on the outskirts grow fields of rice, and right in these fields of rice is where our friend the beaver lives. Every day, it wakes up dawn to check up on the rice stalks. Then, at approximately 3:26, the beaver takes a break to clean off its little claws and polishes them with the husks of an aloe plant. For its mid-lunch break, it travels to the it travels to the eastern alcove to collect a few mini minnows to snack on. While on its daily travels through the island this very day, it found something new, something it had never seen before. It seemed like there was a new patch of land, but where had it come from? Little did the beaver know that this was a common occurrence on the island. But since beavers have a relatively short lifespan compared to the island, it had never seen anything like this before. The island was part of a much bigger life force. Time on the island moved very fast. Life and death had little meaning, but outside of the growing island, time was much slower. Alrighty, so I hope you enjoyed my little story about the beaver and the island. Thank you very much for watching. Stick around and subscribe if you're interested for more, and I will see you in my next video. Toodles!